from the University of Laverne, this is Foothill Community News.
Hello, I'm Lauren Venlaw.
And I'm Michael Hernandez, and this is Foothill Community News. Topping our news, a neck-and-neck race for mayor in Laverne gives one candidate a slight victory. Reporter Brianna Weeks has that story and other election results.
From dawn to dusk, Laverne voters trickled into their local polls to make their voices heard. The big topic of the election was the highly contended mayoral race between current city councilman Tim Hepburn and incumbent Don Kendrick. After months of campaigning, on Election Day the candidates stayed within 1% of each other as the votes came in. But then Don Kendrick squeezed out an apparent win by only 71 votes. An official winner won't be named until March 31st, as mail ballots and provisional ballots are still being counted. In the city council race, Robin Carter handily won another term on the council, and newcomer Muir Davis fills the vacant seat. Tim Hepburn will maintain his city position. For Foothill Community News, I'm Bree Weeks.
Residents in San Dimas also went to the polls. Incumbent council member Dennis Bertone was re-elected to his seat along with newly elected Ryan Vienna. In the mayoral race, Mayor Curtis Morris, who ran unopposed, will remain in his position where he has served the city since 1997.
It was a full house at the University of Laverne Morgan Auditorium when Ralph Nader returned to the campus for the first time in 20 years. I was there to see Nader's lecture firsthand. Nader came to campus to promote his new book, Breaking Through Power, and deliver a new message about taking back our democracy by standing up to politicians, big businesses, and wealthy power brokers.
This book is full of examples of how people drove their own democratic process and got things changed.
Ralph Nader came to prominence 50 years ago by shaking up the automobile industry with his book, Unsafe at Any Speed. The book exposed the dangers of cars designed without safety features like seat belts.
I started going after GM and the auto companies because I'd lost a lot of classmates in high school and college to crashes, and I learned that they could have been saved by seat belts, airbags, padded dash panels, stronger door latches.
Since then, Nader has worked for the rights of Americans as an environmentalist, politician, and consumer advocate.
The mother of all assent in our history is dissent. Almost everything we've agreed upon in this country, including free speech and protection against search and seizure illegally and so on, all started out with dissenters.
He is, for many people, a true American hero.
Professor Matthew Witt was one of the people who helped bring Nader to Laverne. He says it's particularly important now during the political climate where people are feeling uneasy and uncertain about their future.
Ralph Nader's message, for that matter, about the country being a place for all of those willing to work towards a shared interest, a public interest.
Nader told the audience that the people need to take back their power from their politicians and make them work for us.
And summon them to our town meetings and our agendas and our future, and then send them back to Washington with our instructions.
Many of those who came to hear Nader agreed.
If you don't raise your level of indignation, you're never going to change anything. And that was an important quote that I took to heart.
I think Mr. Nader said it well, act, be active, don't wait for other people to do it. And information is your best weapon. Know the facts, not the alternative ones, but the facts.
Nader's not only an activist, but an icon. And at 82 years old, he has been putting the pressure on corporations and the government for decades, and he shows no signs of slowing down.
Consumer watch groups and the police are warning consumers about malicious phone scammers and robocalls. The most common threat is a robocall that urges people to answer yes to simple questions. The scammers then use your recorded voice to hack into your financial accounts and steal personal information. To protect yourself, authorities say to put your name on the federal do not call list.
The University of Laverne Campus Safety Department is asking people to be on alert when walking around campus with valuables like computers. They say a strong armed robbery took place near the Circle K on D Street last week. The victim was reportedly carrying an iPad when a male subject grabbed it and ran off. Campus Safety and the Laverne Police Department are working together to gather more information.
Authorities are also investigating 2 commercial burglaries that occurred last week by the same person. According to Laverne Police, a surveillance video from a jewelry store and an AT&T store on Foothill Boulevard show a man with a torch and several knives robbing the stores. The robber was wearing tan pants, white tennis shoes, and a black hoodie. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to call the Laverne Police Department at 909-596-1913.
Keeping the streets of Laverne safe takes a solid police department and an experienced chief to run it. The man with that job is the city's new police chief, Nick Paz. Reporter Ariana Martinez met up with him to see how it's going.
Chief Nick Paz took over the job as the city's top cop when previous chief Scott Pickwith retired at the beginning of the year. Working for the Laverne PD is not something new to Chief Pass. He has been on the force for 33 years.
I've always wanted to work outdoors. That's how I started. So police work was, pretty primarily outdoors and helping people. And obviously that's changed over my time because now I'm indoors. But I still enjoy it because I get to do a lot with the community.
Even though the city of Laverne is a little less than 9 square miles, Chief Pass has the responsibility of keeping over 32,000 people safe.
Obviously, it is getting tougher with the propositions that have been passed lately that allow inmates to be released from jail.
Community involvement is also important to Chief Pass. He has already taken steps to create a better relationship between the police and the community.
Chief Pass has a new vision for the department that is really insightful, and we're getting a lot of community involvement. We just started a new program, a Coffee with a Cop, different outreach programs, No Call Too Small.
Chief Pass has only been in this position for a little more than 3 months. By all indications, he has taken the department in a right direction. For Foothill Community News, this is Ariana Martinez.
When we come back, classic cars on display at the Pomona Fairplex.
And an exhibit that gives new meaning to hair. Those stories when Foothill Community News returns.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Well, you may not be able to buy happiness, but if you were at the Pomona Fairplex this month, you could check out the classic car of your dreams. Reporter Haley Caruso has that story.
Hundreds of classic cars rolled out of their garage and into the Fairplex earlier this month as part of the Pomona Swap Meet and Car Show.
There's a lot of parts out here, a lot of vehicles out here that, hey, you know what, that they don't see in your normal eBay or Craigslist.
Jaime Lopez has been selling his refurbished steering wheels at the swap meet for nearly 20 years. His custom products were quite the attraction.
I love coming here because for me it's kind of like a good time, talking to people, trying to sell a product that, hey, it's a unique product that nobody else sells.
Nearly 1,000 vendors were at the swap meet. Food, shirts, and signs were all for sale, but the big catch was the classic cars. Louis Lopez is a 15-year veteran of the car show. He arrived in his 1965 Volkswagen van.
I've redone everything from the paint, the wheels, the chassis, the motor. Got disc brakes on it.
While most of the cars on display were Volkswagens, you could also find classic sports cars like Chevys and MGs. Cars qualified for show if they were a pre-1985 model. If you plan to visit the next meet, University of Laverne alumni Pedro Campo offered this advice.
Come with a good amount of money and be ready to negotiate.
The Pomona Swap Meet and Car Show takes place 7 times a year. You can check out the next show in April. For Foothill Community News, I'm Haley Caruso.
Haley also caught up with a unique artist whose exhibit on hair has a style of its own.
For African Americans, braiding hair into elaborate styles is a long tradition. To artist Sonia Clark, it is the earliest form of textile art.
We think about what is textile art. It's a manipulating of some thread or some fiber into art or something functional, right? So something aesthetic or something functional. Hairdressing is no different.
Clark is the creator of the Haircraft Project, an art exhibit on display at the Harris Art Gallery at the University of Laverne. Using her own head as a canvas, Clark used hairstylists from her hometown of Richmond, Virginia, to create braided designs as a means of exploring the connection between beauty and identity.
I belong to an art world in Richmond that is predominantly European American. Clearly, I am an African American person or a person of African descent. That is clear. So I belong in both of these cultures. So my idea with this project was how do we bring those two things together? And this was one way of doing that.
Clark was careful when approaching each stylist. Before telling them about the project, she would simply ask, "Can anyone here do my hair?"
Okay, I'm doing this project. I sort of eased into it because I wasn't quite sure if they would just kick me out as soon as I said, I'm doing this art thing.
There's a lot of layers to Sonia's work. My first impression of Sonia's work is how our interaction with others is a form of creation.
Gallery director Dion Johnson brought the exhibit to Laverne.
In each photograph that we have in the Harris Gallery, we see the back of Sonia's head, so we get to know who she is by not really engaging with her facial expression, but instead through the hairstyle that's been given to her from the hairdresser who stands just beyond her. We are peering into that world, and so I think that's a great way to enter into other people's lives.
Political science major Mariela Martinez says the Haircraft project speaks volumes to the people that get to see it.
And I think a lot of students come in and this calls to them, this relates to them very much.
The photographs are just one part of the project. Clark also had each stylist recreate the hairstyle on canvas, which are not part of the traveling exhibit.
Really, with this project, I just wanted to shine the light on this deep and rich tradition and to have people see it in a context that they might ordinarily not see it.
The Haircraft project will be at Harris Gallery until April 27th. For Foothill Community News, I'm Haley Carisu.
If you're looking for something to do, look no further. Here's what's happening around the town. All about oranges? Then the Spring Squeeze is the event for you. Tour the orange groves and make your very own fresh OJ. The last day to participate is March 17th. You can book your tour at the Laverne Heritage Foundation website.
If art is your forte, then catch the annual Art Reach at the Fairplex. The Art Reach goes until March 30th and is every Friday through Sunday from noon to 5. Art Reach gives a platform for emerging high school artists to showcase their work. Come out and give your local young artists some support.
The Olympics are closer to home than you think. Come out on March 18th to support local kids in the city of San Dimas' 47th annual City Olympics. The event will be held at the San Dimas High School Stadium from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Calling all bird lovers, the Everybody's Bird Mart is happening Sunday, March 19th at the Fairplex. Come see birds of all shapes and sizes and even get a new cage or bird seed. Tickets are $10 and free for ages 11 and younger.
Scoop up some fun with the whole family at the Laverne Ice Cream Social and Movie. The event takes place at the Laverne Community Center on March 27th from 12:30 to 3:30. Tickets are $3 pre-sale and $5 at the door.
Want to learn some new moves? Then head over to the World of Dance tour at the Fairplex on April 1st. Parking is $10 at the gate. Enjoy watching the biggest names in dance and pick up some of the latest goods from the hippest lifestyle brands.
Easter is right around the corner and San Dimas will be hosting their family festival, Egg Hunt. There will be two events, one at the Civic Center and the other at Heritage Villa Verde Park. On Saturday, April 8th, both events are free.
While the city of Laverne prides itself on the aesthetic variety of its many businesses and homes, there are some designs that go above and beyond to bring character to the community. City officials are taking notice. Jeff Naismith opened his restaurant 4th Street Mill in Laverne with the intent of bringing more variety to the downtown restaurant scene.
I felt the downtown area desperately needed more variety as far as restaurants, dining, pub, atmosphere.
But the 90-year-old building lacked character.
It was all covered up with drywall and T-bar ceilings and things that just have no nostalgia to them.
Naismith decided to completely strip the building and start from scratch.
To expose all that and really bring out the beauty of this old building and the architecture of it, it's like having a classic car, an antique car that you restore.
His innovative design, along with those of 14 other businesses and buildings in the city, have been awarded the 2017 Laverne Community Design Awards.
They are distinctive. They show a pride of design and frequently a pride of ownership. They just go above and beyond.
The awards are given based on extensive criteria, such as how well the design fits into its existing environment, its overall creative nature, and the innovative use of building materials. Among this year's 15 winners are Waffles Coffee House, recognized for its sleek modern elements, Platinum Lashes for its 1950s salon-inspired interior design, and the Spanish Revival influences of Cedar Springs, the newest transitional housing addition to the David and Margaret Youth and Family Center.
When we thought about building the apartments, we wanted to make sure that it contained some sustainable elements to that. And that's reflected in the gray water collection system that we have, in the efficiency of the wall constructions to conserve energy, and the solar panels also.
Whether it's a design that incorporates conservation or one that brings a new aesthetic to the landscape, each of these winners adds character to the city of Laverne.
When we come back, we'll have an update on local sports.
And a dream come true for dozens of high school girls. Foothill Community News will be right back.
Chef Patty here.
Why should you include avocados as part of your family's balanced diet? It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Number 1. Avocados fill you up. Avocados contain unsaturated fats, good fats your body needs to help with the absorption of key nutrients.
Me hungry right now.
Number 2.
Avocados are good for you.
Avocados are naturally cholesterol and sodium free, plus they contain nearly 20 vitamins and nutrients.
Me need vitamins and nutrients, and number 3, avocado delicious.
Try avocados in place of ingredients higher in saturated fat. Avocados taste great in sandwiches, salads, and even in baked goods like cookies.
Avocado cookies? This match made in heaven.
We have Joseph Orozco with sports.
What's new, Joseph?
Well, Lauren, there's been a major milestone reached by one of our UOB coaches. Congratulations to University of Laverne head baseball coach Scott Winterburn. Coach Winterburn, now in his 17th season, earned his 400th career victory on February 25th as Laverne beat Caltech in a doubleheader. Coach Winterburn says his wins are a testament to everyone involved in the baseball program over the years.
It represents all the players that have been a part of this program and all the people surrounding the program that support you. And you know, when we win a game, you know, everybody wins. So it's a testament to everybody.
The Laverne baseball team had another great achievement to celebrate on March 5th when they faced Claremont Muscripts. We'll pick things up in the bottom of the third inning. Laverne already leading 1-0 until this bloop single to right field by Chris Perez extended the Leopards' lead by a score of 2-0. And
it's going to be a base hit for Perez. He drives in a run.
To the bottom of the sixth we go, where Jacob Thomas launches a deep home run over the center field wall to make the score 8-0. And that was more than enough for starting pitcher Chris Arcos, whose final pitching night on the day was 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 0 hits allowed on the day. Arcos completes the no-hitter in a Mercy Rule shortening game, with Laverne beating CMS 10-0. In softball action, the ULV softball team split 2 games between CMS on March 5th, with Laverne winning the first game 3-1, but falling short in the next game 7-6. Switching gears to the high school scene, the Damien basketball team rolled in its first round state playoff game, beating Central High School 102-70. In softball, the Bonita Bearcats defeated Glendora High School 2-0, but fell to Charter Oak 2-1 in their next game. And the San Dimas Saints beat LaSalle 6-0 and dominated Montclair 12-3. In high school baseball, Bonita lost to Charter Oak 7-1, but rebounded and defeated Rancho Cucamonga in their next game 4-0. And San Dimas beat Apple Valley 12-3, but dropped to Claremont in their next game 5-1. And that's it for sports, y'all.
It's a busy time of year for softball and baseball.
Well, Michael, spring is in the air, and baseball and softball are well underway.
Oh, thank you for the update.
No problem.
Faculty from a nearby school district are making their female students feel like royalty just in time for prom. Andrea Buenrostro gives us a look into this special event.
Over 1,000 dresses, hundreds of pairs of shoes, and accessories were waiting to be chosen at Chaffee High School by over 175 lucky and excited girls.
Tell me a little bit about your dress. I chose this blue dress. It's really nice. I like the details.
I really love it. It's like so beautiful, and it was like so me.
The event is called Cinderella Dreams, and it not only provides the girls with a free prom dress, but also supplies them with everything from jewelry, makeup tutorials, photo shoots, and alterations. The best part? Everything they receive is theirs to keep. For creator Toni Quiroz and her co-chair Janice Salas, it's about more than just providing girls with dresses.
It's really more of feeling empowered, that these girls can feel confident and know that they can have some same opportunities as other girls who maybe have more financial status.
Quiroz was inspired to start Cinderella Dreams 6 years ago after going to a similar event with her daughter. She later asked Salas to help her run it. The event is open to high school girls in the Chaffee Joint Union High School District. The only requirement is that you be a junior or senior.
They just sign up for a reservation and they can come and shop for dress, shoes.
Carla and her twin sister Lizbeth, seniors at Chaffee High School, say that if it wasn't for Cinderella Dreams, prom season would have been tough on their family.
Even like the ticket itself is like so much, and like plus the dress, it would be like $60-$70 each. And I don't think we'd be able to go to prom.
Girls and faculty alike believe that at the end of the day, It's all about giving back.
And we're just glad that we can help them realize the dream of going to prom.
After I'm done with this, I could save it for my two sisters, or I can give it back to them and help someone else.
Fairy godmothers Kuros and Salas are making these girls' dreams come true. This opportunity these princesses had, some would say, is the stuff of fairy tales. For Foothill Community News, I'm Indra Buenrostro.
That's all for us at Foothill Community News. I'm Michael Hernandez.
And I'm Lauren Van Lowell. See you next time.
Yay.